All right, so let's go over how to quickly get this done. All right. So first thing first, I'm gonna go to my chat GTP. And from there, we're gonna go ahead back to the prompt that I was using. All right, so this is the prompt. And so let's go ahead and we're gonna describe what we're gonna want. So I'm going into this whole body cam footage idea because I think that is really cool seeing this idea. So let's do that. Body cam. Here we go. I'll use this one that I used earlier, the template, and we're gonna go ahead and paste that in. From that point on, I'll remove the prompt up there, and I'll simply just call this the template. So this is the template that we need to use. Body cam style footage. Futuristic. Now I will tell you what I need created. Okay. This has got it. That's solid. All right. So let's go ahead and tell it. So the storyline will simply be um 3 cops, African American, guns drawn, run into a let's say strip club and find a bartender and abruptly with guns drawn says freeze. Where the fuck is Ansem? Get the fuck down. The bartender. Let's make him like a let's make him an older man in his 70s. Looks like Hugh Hefner. No, actually, you know what? It's in his 70s. Make him an older Spanish grandpa. And he says, I think he's upstairs getting a dancer. Done the dance officer with his hands up. Then the officer says, Roger that. And leaves the scene. So we're going to try to build a couple scenes here so that way it builds into like a storyline where we're essentially trying to find this guy. So I'm going to go ahead and type that up there and see what it finds. It gives me a prompt. Boom, that's the prompt. It gives you the whole entire workflow, the night, time, and everything. Freeze, where the fuck is Ansem? Get the fuck down. All right, so all that's in there. Now I'm going to simply take this information. I'm going to go ahead and drop this information into the actual flow, which is the actual prompter. And I'm going to make sure it's using VO3, text to video, and we'll do 2 generations. So these generations are expensive. They're like $1 per generation, and then it does cost like I believe like $200 for the subscription. But the type of shit you could do in this is astronomical when it comes to especially memes and trying to shill out your coin organically and doing it the right way. So right now I'm just gonna just wait for this to cook up. I'll pause the video real quick. All right, so we got some clips. Let's see exactly what this came up. Let's see here. I'll bring this one back.
Police! Hands where we can see him! Freeze!
Where the fuck is Ansem? Get the fuck down!
I think he's upstairs getting a dance, officer.
Roger that.
All right, so that makes sense. Let's try another one.
Police! Hands where we can see him! Freeze!
Where the fuck is Ansem? Get the fuck down!
I think he's upstairs getting a dance, officer.
Roger that.
Police, hands where we can see him. Freeze!
Where the fuck is Ansem? Get the fuck down!
I think he's upstairs getting a dance, officer.
Roger that.
Police, hands where we can see him. Freeze!
Where the fuck is Ansem? Get
All right, so this is kind of crazy. It's a lot of shooting and shit in this. Did I say it's shooting and all? First person. Each person view bonus liable. Syndicate, place hands, spread, go down, observe the very safe, live, well, trees, 10%. All right, we'll just try a couple more, some, cook ups. We'll do like 4 more. All right, let's see what happens. All right, we got some more generations. Let's see what we got. We crypto 4 here.
Police, hands where we can see him. Freeze! Where the fuck is Ansem? Get the fuck down!
I think he's upstairs getting a dance, officer.
Roger that. Police, hands where we can.
Oh man.
Police, hands where we can see him.
Freeze! Where the fuck is Ansem? Get the fuck down!
I think he's upstairs getting a dance, officer.
Roger that.
Police, hands where we can see him.
Freeze! Where the fuck is Ansem?
That might work. All right, so I'll download that one. Let's see here.
Police, hands where we can see him.
Freeze! Where the fuck is Ansem? Get the fuck down!
I think he's upstairs getting a dance, officer.
Roger that.
That don't work.
Police, hands where we can see him. Freeze! Where the fuck is Ansem? Get the fuck down!
I think he's upstairs getting a dance, officer.
Roger that. Police, hands where we can.
Let's see here. So that didn't work.
Police,
Get the fuck down!
I think he's upstairs getting a dance, officer.
Roger that.
We need the guy.
Police!
in there.
I think he's upstairs getting a dance, officer.
That's perfect. So what we need to do is take those 2 clips together, basically, right? And so we'll need to take those 2 clips, put them together in editing, and then essentially follow up with the officers running up the stairways, busting down the door, and then, maybe coming up to some type of practical joke or some shit. Let me see if I could go back into chat real quick and say, so 3 black officers run up the stairway. Now, guns drawn, same security, same camera POV. 3 girls run past them scared, screaming. They get to a door that says, no, let's just put his Twitter shit in there. BLK. Noise. 06. I kick the door down. And then let's transition to the exit radio. Logo. All right. So now we've had our assistant AI and ChatGPT put this together for us. Got our prompts. Short. So we'll go ahead and copy this prompt now into the AI, and it'll generate 2 versions there. Bam. Let's see what we come up with now. I'll come right back.
police, hands where we can see him. Freeze, hands where we can see him.
Freeze! Where the fuck is Ansem?
I think he's upstairs getting a dance, officer.
Roger that. Roger that.
Move, police,